Here we are. We are Vest Pocket Musicals. If you're not familiar with what we do, we cold read a story that we've never heard that was found by our producer and think of ideas that would be musical ideas. Identification. Spencer Hansen. Nash Spence.
The Goldbean.
The Goldbean. While we were waiting today, we started writing a song called The Goldbean, and it's he's a demon queen. All right, here we go. We're gonna flip over the story, and we have no idea, like I said, what the story is.
Our featured author is Jack Preston King, and Katie found this on Medium.com. Be a Kathy Girl by Jack Preston King. My hands were shaking with fatigue and relief as, at last, I turned the key in the lock to my own door. Home. I was exhausted. I'd worked 60 hours in 3 days, napping when I could on the small couch outside my office. Finally free to get away for a night, I'd found my way out, blocked by a 10-mile traffic jam. Thousands of customers flocking like lemmings to our downtown showroom to catch a glimpse of Kathy and lap up our new line of spring fashions. I'd forgotten the big unveiling was tonight. I'd left designing the spring line to my partner, Joe, while I concentrated on negotiating the China deal. I heard the lock turn and a stranger entered the apartment. On second glance, it wasn't a stranger. It was my wife, Jilly. She was different. Her hair was red, cut into that short, curls right up next to her head style that was so popular in the 90s. I hated it. Wow, you look great, I lied. I hardly recognized you.
That's great.
That's good stuff, dude. She looks like Wendy's from Wendy.
Yeah.
I expected her to cross the room and give me a little kiss, but she moved instead to the kitchen. You all right? I called after her. She leaned back against the counter, back rigid, arms crossed. I stared in amazement. More than her hair had changed. It was still Jilly, but it was also somebody else. She'd altered her appearance in 1,000 subtle, yet collectively alarming ways. You're never home anymore, she said, her voice cold, rehearsed. You're always off fondling Miss Perfect. I hated this particular argument. All of my explanations that the high-class lifestyle she thrives on requires the hours I work as CEO, that Miss Perfect, meaning Kathy, is not only not perfect, but not even real, are, for Julie, just a lame attempt to cover my affair with the woman every man wants, and every woman wants to be. I don't blame her. In her shoes, I'd suspect me too. Over the 9 years since we started the Kathy Girl campaign, the Schuster agency skyrocketed from a two-man operation to the titan of the beauty industry it is today. Our beginnings had been simple. A failing cosmetics company had hired our failing advertising agency to save their butts. The Kathy Girl idea was mine, and I'm proud of it. The idea was to create a whole new standard of feminine beauty to place before the buying public. Now, of course, this approach is not new. It's been the heart of American advertising for over a century, with bikini-clad women hawking everything from soda pop to deodorants to automobiles. It's our most effective technique, but success is always uncertain, and when you get it, fleeting. For this reason, there is no perfect woman. If tastes differ and change, I reasoned, then you have to have a model that differs and changes. You need a model that can reflect back to each individual their own deepest image of the perfect beauty they long for and would sell their souls to attain. You need a perfect illusion, and for once the gods of illusion were on our side. We created Kathy on the Morton XG, a new holographics computer we were hired to advertise by its inventor. The XG was a dream, a magic box. We fed 4,000 photographs of the world's leading models, of famous actresses, of women we'd seen men ogling on the street, even snapshots of our wives into one end, and thwomp! Out to the other end stepped Kathy. She looked like Jilly, the way I remember Jilly being when we first met. Joe saw no one of the kind. He saw Linda Terrell, a short-haired Olympic skier who, at least physically, he had always preferred to his wife. We knew we had it. We did a little fine-tuning so the image never exactly matched any known woman, and the advertising campaign Kathy Girl was born. The world spun into a cosmetics buying frenzy. Be a Kathy Girl, we shouted, and the world cried, how? And opened their pocketbooks. We offered them makeup, clothing, hair dyes, perfume, $500 a head, Be a Kathy Girl seminars. Then we put it all together and opened the first Kathy Girl spa, where women can find the whole Kathy Girl experience, including a discreet cosmetic surgery clinic. As aspiring Kathy Girls got more beautiful, so in their eyes did Kathy. They got older. Kathy never aged. They starved themselves eating Kathy Girl diet dinners. Kathy never ate. Kathy pushed them to states of inner hunger so acute that they simply stopped seeing themselves at all and surrendered everything to satiating the need. It's kind of like dated advertising, but
Yeah.
like revisited.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Like, it's almost like a 60s or even earlier. But then it's in the future. Kind of like Fallout. And then what style should we go for it? I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling like some like 50s sounding shit.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think the Be a Kathy Girl is definitely like a 50s kind of slogan.
But what is 50s?
I mean, you could just do like the like early
I
rock,
know,
early
yeah.
rock and roll, that kind of thing.
Like Mr. Sandman. Like the start, he's like makes up the Kathy Girl
Yeah.
thing or whatever.
What can make the perfect girl?
He's like sitting in his traffic table or whatever, like doing advertising shit at night. He's
Yeah.
like, how am I gonna pull this woman off or something? You feel it?
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. Like, we're failing. I mean, we're not to be like too angsty 90s,
Sort
but
of, yeah.
so like those cartoons have a little bit of that vibe for me. Like an angsty 90s song. Be a Kathy girl.
Yeah, this is like the title song.
Yeah.
I can picture like the whole song. I just need to get we need to get a take on like where we're gonna go with the lyrics. Because he's like, we could be anything over that, but it's just like I want to like do justice to the story appropriately.
Yeah, exactly.
The work it took to maintain all this was killing me, and my wife would never understand. She believed a lie. Look, I started. You know good and well. Save it, Mr. Executive. Jilly interrupted. She turned and moved off toward the bedroom. By the time I reached the bedroom, she had the suitcase open and was filling it with clothes. You know all my arguments, baby, I said, switching to the apologetic croon I used whenever she threatened to leave. Please, I hate it as much as you do. I'd be home with you all the time if I could, but I can't. I know, she said. You and your responsibilities. But things have changed, Ron. Look at me. I looked. Things had changed, all right. At least her appearance. I've met someone new, she said.
Yes.
I pulled her hand to me, held it tight. And you did this for him? This is what he wants? I hated her new look. but I hated even more that she might have done it for someone other than me. "What's happened to you, Ron?" she said, her voice shaking. "Are you really so busy in your ivory tower that you've forgotten what she looks like? Have you gone blind? I'm her now. I'm Kathy." "Kathy isn't real," I said. "And she doesn't look anything like you, at least not anymore." She pulled out a magazine, then closed the bag. She slapped the magazine into my hand. "I have to go," she said. "I have to get to your show before it ends. But you at least deserve a look at your replacement, since it was you really who brought us together. Page 12. He's so much like you, Ron. Like you were when we first met. It's spooky." I watched her turn away, then listened as she banged her way out of the apartment.
The big one that stands out to me is the fight between them, how they're yelling back and forth. "You know good and well, save it, Mr. Executive. Save it, Mr. Executive. Save it, Mr. Executive." One. "You know all my arguments, baby." Yeah. "Please, I hate it as much as you do. I'd be home with you all of the time, but I can't." I looked in the door, but things had changed.
Alright.
I don't know. Something that might be kind of cool, just to differ it up stylistically.
Is it fighty enough? That's my
Might not be fighting enough.
Look! It's turning in good and well! Save it, Mr. Executive!
It could be more pensive, less aggressive.
Kind of a pensive fight.
Because it's not really a very, they're not a whole lot of yelling, I guess. So it could do that, like, "No good and well. Things have changed, Ron. Look at me." And it's like, these kinds of things can be built within the verses. "All this time, la la." There's like a verse that
He's like,
I was
he's like thinking about it, because he was thinking about her when he was thinking it. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's thinking about Kathy. He's like,
Yes.
all this time when I looked at Kathy, I was thinking about you.
Yeah, like,
But then she
didn't leave.
It sounds like a Moulin Rouge, like
Yeah.
a slow down. Believe.
And then it flourishes. That's great.
I sat on the bedroom floor stunned, listening to see if maybe she'd changed her mind, if the front door would open again and she'd come back to me. Silence. I waited for hours, watching the moon rise outside the little bedroom window, vacillating between hating Julie for leaving me and hating her new boyfriend for existing. Finally, still sitting there on the floor, I opened up the magazine she left, ready for a glimpse of my replacement. He didn't look anything like me, though I could understand why she went for him. He was beautiful. He looked exactly how I'd always longed to look. Dark hair, powerful jawline, cleft chin, aquiline nose. Gazing at the guy's image, I felt a strange pain growing in my chest. If I looked like this, then maybe Julie... Then I noticed the blur beneath him, painting the sidewalk under his shoes like God's own handwriting. Be a marked man. Then, in the corner of the page, this note. The new spring line for men from Schuster Enterprises, Inc. Great idea, Joe. I stood and crossed over to my closet. I slid back the door and began to ruffle through its contents. The suits and ties that now seemed so hideously inappropriate to the look I now wanted, that I needed. I felt my hand move reflexively to my back trouser pocket, checking the status of my wallet. I stopped the hand and raised it to my eyes, turning it before me like some strange alien artifact. And I realized, watching the hand struggle to complete its mission, wondering why I hadn't thought of this one myself. I am going to die rich. I laughed. Make that richer. What'd you think?
Wow. The thing that he created was the thing that drove him apart.
Is he jazzed?
Well, he
Or
laughs.
is it
He
bittersweet?
laughs, but so it might be like he did love her once. So there's got to be a little bit. It might not be like, but if he's like a totally terrible guy.
It bit me in the ass kind of song.
But I'm rich.
But
Yeah,
I'm
but
rich.
at least I'm rich.
Like,
So, yeah.
how you sum that up through musical, like.
Yeah, that F sharp is nice.
Is it maniacal enough that I feel like you almost need like a tritone or something if you want it to sound maniacal?
Yeah. I kind of like how it actually resolves a little bit.
Everything's falling down. Something like start out with like a big, like he's like really
Almost like
crazy,
an
gets, a little
introspective, like
crazy,
Phantom of the
like a
Opera
Jekyll,
type.
like
Yeah.
Jekyll
Yeah,
and
Jekyll and Hyde,
I
yeah.
think I was like.
Hatred built inside of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a full on, yeah. Yeah, right. But then it's like a release, so he has to like. Yeah, yeah. Just such an intense, where he just is like, for some reason, this maniacal, crazy character. It's like driving him crazy. We just building all this other subtext, which is so cool.
That's actually tight.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
he
gonna
goes,
work.
he actually
That's gonna
goes,
totally.
he goes mad at the end. He goes mad.
And there's like,
advertising.
just ends
He just becomes evil villain at the end, as driven mad by the fact
by the fact that his wife left him and it's based on his own company.
His own company's
Which is, you know, irony.
Yeah, I
and
know.
now he just wants to look like a
Oh,
guy
yeah, he's
feeling
like-
envy of his own character. Yeah.
How will I look like him?
I've created him! How can I do this to myself?
I think that's where we take that one emotionally.
Go on, Jack. He says, gives a new meaning to Mad Men. Just advertising
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's totally-
Seriously true.
That's
so
a good
awesome.
one.
Yeah.
I'm a little partial probably to the third one just because it's like so.
It seems like the one we're going to go with because it just has the most power.
But the title song would not be a terrible one. It never would be. If you listen to our other ones or a full episode, there will be a full
It'll be
song.
more polished.
And it'll
We
be
promise.
fully polished. And it will be one of these songs. You will be able to tell that it was one of these songs that we did right here. And then it will be released on our podcast, the Vest Pocket Musicals podcast channel. And that is on iTunes.
Yep.
Pretty much everything now other than Spotify. I actually really enjoyed this story. This was once again by Jack Preston King. And we found it on medium.com. Love you all.
It's
Love
fun.
everyone. Thanks for watching, anybody who did. And
Yep, thank you guys very much. Vest Pocket Musicals.
I will sign off. I've gone mad!
I've gone mad!